Hello and welcome again to the EPL Fanbase Show, the show that connects you with the happening in the English Premier League. Today we want to review match day 11. My name is FM Steve and I'm joined in the show by Simon Karaoke, aka SP. SP, how are you?
I'm very fine, Steve. Happy to be here. Good to see you
Yes,
after
yes.
the bad weekend.
Yes. Okay, it was a weekend. It was a weekend not good to remember for some of us. But, all in all, that is football. Let's talk about the Gunners and Spurs. Spurs just exposed how shambolic Gunners are, and they also at the same time Spurs made a big statement about the EPL. But let's first talk about this Arsenal team. We've talked about it in the past shows, but now it's evident. If you look at the way they are scoring, they cannot create any scoring chances. And like two shows back, we looked at their stats and they were not impressive. Almost everything was leading them to 15. 15th is actually 6 places behind the bottom. They are in the bottom 6. Yet this is a team that at EPL should be fighting for the top 6. What's ailing Arsenal? Is it the manager who is confused, doesn't know what he is doing, or is it the players? There are no quality players. Even if we get Klopp to manage Arsenal, things might not change. What do you have to take about this Arsenal team?
Well, Steve. The Arsenal are an interesting conundrum, if you ask me. When the season started and they walked all over Fulham, we got rave reviews about how this was Arsenal's year, how Thomas Partey was the last piece of the jigsaw, how Chelsea had lost a gem in Willian. We had so many things about on the show actually compared Gabriel with Virgil van Dijk and said, he's better than Virgil van Dijk. And it's the nature of fans, and unfortunately it's the nature of Arsenal fans in the sense that they're very fickle. I have always maintained from the start of the season that it's easy to win a cup like the FA Cup because you need to play well in only 6 games, and when you get your tactics right in a cup competition, you can go all the way, and that's what Arteta did last year. And I'll tell you for sure that the moment a manager comes into a team, there is always that feel-good factor he brings with him. And Arteta's feel-good factor lasted the second half of the season since he joined in November of last year. And for me, the honeymoon is over. For me, the Gunners now must face the reality that they have a tier 2 side, that their players are not really good enough. You try and look at that first 11, and for the life of me, I cannot understand how Hector Bellerin keeps playing week in, week out when he does not get the basics of football right. I mean, I can take a throwing. My 4-year-old boy, my 6-year-old boy can take a throwing. And Bellerin is here in this season alone. He had 5 foul throws for a person who's paid almost £100,000 a week, and you can't throw a damn football. I think that speaks, loads for you. And for me, the best player at Arsenal this season has been Gabriel. And remove Gabriel from the equation, I think you'd be Arsenal would be wallowing down there with Sheffield United. And you look at the kind of quality that plays next to Bellerin, and you put a Rob Holding next to him doesn't, give any confidence to the boy. The midfield has been dead for a long time. Arsenal fans called for Thomas Partey to come back and play because that made midfield lack creativity. And you could actually see in the portion of the first half that Partey played that he actually is better than anything else they have on the pitch. But unfortunately he then makes a rookie schoolboy mistake by going out of the pitch because he's injured rather than just staying in and until the ball goes out. I think he was very comfortable that they were on the attack and he hadn't been at Arsenal long enough to know that Arsenal are most vulnerable when they're attacking. And for me it's just sad to see what has become of Arsenal. However, I don't think there's a massive problem. And then, like Jose Mourinho was saying, the manager Mikel Arteta is doing a good job. I think there's a problem with the kind of players that he has. I think he needs an upgrade on the players. And for me, the answer is simple. He needs creativity in midfield. It's very sad that the first major decision that Mikel Arteta had to make was to leave out Ozil, from the team, from the squad, and yet somehow he still keeps Ozil playing and training with the first team week in week out. For me, it doesn't make sense. Imagine Aubameyang and how he has been starved of service, having to play with Ozil during the week and getting very good, supply, and then going into the game and he has to look behind and wait for Saka and Xhaka and Ceballos to pass him the ball. I think it is very very sad. And can we even start discussing Obama? Because I think there's a problem right there. We said that as he was signing the contract, that I personally thought he made a mistake to sign that contract. If I were him, I'd have gone somewhere I was assured of titles because he'll end his career at Arsenal. What will he have won? Other than the FA Cup and the Community Shield. I think Aubameyang for me made a mistake, and I think his head is not right. I think there is a problem. There is a big problem with Aubameyang that goes beyond what is happening on the pitch. And I mean, you don't just come from here to down there just like that. And we know that Aubameyang is quality. I mean, to score 20 plus goals from 5 seasons in a row is not a joke. And I think something is fundamentally wrong with Aubameyang that Mikel Arteta needs to get to the bottom of. And unless and until Mikel addresses that, then I don't see any hope for Arsenal. Roy Keane was joking the other day that they'll survive relegation, and I expect Arsenal to be safe come end of the season. But at the rate at which they're going, I think they will struggle big time this season.
They will, for sure, they will struggle. But now because all they need, actually, I think for now they need to work on a strategy to survive. They should stop focusing at playing in the Europa or playing in the Champions League, but they need to put their house in order. They need to think about surviving. If they can keep collecting 13 points after every 10 matches, for sure they will survive. They'll finish the season with 39 points, and that is probably enough to make them survive and then rebuild the house. Because what happens here is the morale is low. And as you just said, I think they have quality players in Aubameyang. We know what Willian can do. And it's strange that set pieces, most of the time they don't consider Willian. Willian is no longer taking the foul. The way he used to do the free kicks when he used to do them at Chelsea. So you wonder what's happening, because some of the things that Willian did at Chelsea are made Arsenal to sign him. But now when he comes to Arsenal, the things he was doing at Chelsea, he's being denied at Arsenal. Yeah, he's very good at free kicks. He no longer takes free kicks most of the time. You'll see somebody like Saka, Bukayo Saka comes and try to take a free kick. And when you look at the top three, talk about Aubameyang, talk about Willian, talk about Lacazette, and of course Pepe. These are class. These are players who can fit in any of the top teams. Take Lacazette to United, take Lacazette to Liverpool. They will always fight for the places in the starting. But now, when you talk about the manager, don't you think also this team is too big for Mikel? Because if he keeps on after losing to Spurs, and he comes out and say the boys did everything I instructed them. So he instructed the boys, just go make crosses. You know that you know that your talisman cannot score from crosses. Yes, you instruct them, make crosses. And you know it's like a script.
And you're making those crosses against a Jose Mourinho defense.
Yes. So it's awful. You cannot score. You are not giving your fans confidence. It's a bit sad what's happening at Arsenal.
I think, Steve, you asked me what's wrong with Arsenal, and for me, if you ask me in a word to tell you what is going wrong at Arsenal, I'll tell you leadership is what is missing at Arsenal. I think Aubameyang fitted the bill to be captain because he was carrying Arsenal, and let's be honest, his goals have carried Arsenal over the last 3-4 seasons, but for me, Aubameyang falls in the same category as Maguire, not captain material. He can't be captain, and that for me is what is lacking at Arsenal. There's no leadership. I mean, you're saying a boy like Bukayo Saka would have priority over someone like Willian in taking a free kick. I mean, where are the more senior players in the team to say, hey, dude, sit down, your time will come. This time it's let the senior boys take responsibility. I mean, over the weekend, the only person I saw showing some glimpses of passion was Lacazette. And for me, Lacazette right there should be starting every game for Arsenal, because Lacazette showed heart, Lacazette showed spirit during the game, but you could see surrounded by mediocrity, there is nowhere Lacazette can go. And I think you have a player in Ceballos who represents what is wrong with Arsenal. He can be brilliant, but 90% of the time he is less below average. You have Xhaka who when he plays for his national team, he is brilliant. He's captain of his national team, and you can see the structure and how they play. But when he plays for Arsenal, he's not there. So for me, that tells me there's a lack of leadership in the team. And unfortunately, I'm beginning to get into the same school of thought that maybe Arsenal is too big a club for Pep Guardiola's water boy at Man City, Mikel Arteta. I think I put Arteta and Ole in the same camp. Lampard as well, but Lampard is showing signs of growing
of a good manager. Yes.
He's showing signs of a good manager. But I think for me, it's leadership at Arsenal, and leadership starts from the manager. Leadership starts from the directors, and it seeps into the players. And Arsenal right now are showing no leadership, no signs of leadership in that team. I take you back to the last time Arsenal really fought for a trophy, when they let it slip after the Eduardo injury. you could see Arsenal's leader then was William Gallas. And when William Gallas lost his head, the whole team just died like that.
Thank you, SP. I think that was a great show. Let's finish it there. There is always a lot to talk about in the EPL, of course, including your very own Manchester United, bringing the spirit of 1999. And I remember Ole was in that team. So there is
Yes.
lots to talk about. There is lots to talk about. We need to start knowing the managers who might lose the games from match day 11, match day 12. This has been a great show, the EPL Fanbase show. For the fans watching us, you can always catch us with us on our YouTube channel, the EPL Fanbase show, as well as our Facebook page, the EPL Fanbase Forum. Thank you, and see you again next time. Adios.
Cheers, man.